Hey everyone, this is David with davidspassage.com and coming to you with another review video from a woodpile back here. This time I'm coming to you with the Mora Bushcraft black Swedish steel, carbon steel bushcraft knife, again from Mora. I picked this up in the mail because I did have the other bushcraft knife. I think it was the bushcraft, the Triflex or something like that, and I made the mistake of leaving it out in my outside or I lost it basically. It grew legs and walked away from me. So I had to get another one because that was just the best knife I've ever owned, hands down. So I decided to kind of do an upgrade. Now this knife wasn't too much more than the other bushcraft knife that's out there with the high carbon. I think it's like a stainless steel type of blade. But I just want to talk a little bit about the knife, some of the things I love about it, and give you an idea of what you might use this for. First of all, it's very much similar profile as their other bushcraft series. You know, if you can see, the blade length is the same as their other bushcraft knife in the Triflex. I think it's a bushcraft Triflex. It does have a drop point blade. It's 3.2 millimeters thick, which is a little bit thicker than their other bushcraft knives. It does have a 90-degree grind on the stem of the knife, which is perfect for striking ferro rods with. My other Mora knife, I had to actually grind the top down so that I could do that. It has a rubberized handle, which is really nice and really grippy when you're holding it. Even when it's wet, it still retains its grip. Again, it's a high carbon steel blade. It's black because it does have a black coating on it that is supposed to fight against corrosion. Now, I've had this knife for a couple weeks now. It came razor sharp, so I haven't sharpened it yet. So I have yet to tell whether or not, you know, how much it's going to take to really get that black coating off. But I have used the blade enough to know that I love this knife and I highly recommend it. I think I purchased it for $39 on Amazon. And if you'd like to pick one up, I'll have a link in the description that you can follow through to find out more about it. One thing I will say about the Mora Bushcraft knife is that it does have a rat tail tang, which comes right about to here according to the diagram on their website. A lot of bushcrafters like a full tang blade in there, but you know what, I've beat these things up quite a bit to know and kind of trust that they're gonna do you good for most applications. With the knife, it did come in a blister pack, and I'm sorry I didn't save that to show you, but with the knife, it came with something else that I thought was pretty cool. First of all, it came with sort of the standard Mora plastic sheath, and it also came with the Mora belt loop, and this came with my other knife that I had, which sort of just locks into place here, as you can kind of see. One bonus that it did come with, though, and I don't know if they're changing this now or not, the last Mora knife I had, it just came with that sheath and the belt loop, but this one actually came with a belt clip, which fits right into the sheath, again, just like the belt loop does. I really like this because I put it on my belt and then I can take it off, on and off easy. What is even cooler, I think, is it comes with the belt clip, but the belt clip also has a fitting in there for the belt loop. So, if you want to have your belt loop on your belt at all times, you can lock the clip in place, and then lock it into the sheath, okay? And then if you want to take the blade off, or if you want to take the sheath off, it stays on there pretty tight, but you can still take it off just by wiggling it out there. You can tap the clip to, like, say, you know, clip it on your ridge line at night when you're camping, or if you want to clip it somewhere else for safekeeping. You don't have to take your belt off in order to get the knife and sheath off. Again, it's 3.2 millimeters thick. Nice drop point there. I love the drop point. It does have a Scandi grind on it. I love that drop point and Scandi grind for bushcraft. One thing I love about the handle on this thing is when you hold it, I'm right-handed, when you hold it, it's got that little finger part right there that your index finger can, so you can really choke up on the blade with it. And the blade goes all the way, the blade profile goes all the way into the handle of the knife. So when I'm choking up on that, I can really get into some really detailed carving with it. All in all, I love this blade. I would highly suggest it for a you don't want to drop a lot of money on a bushcraft knife. I know some bushcraft knives I've been seeing, you know, especially from brands like Blind Horse, or you know, some of those other, even Tops Knives, or some of those other knife companies are very expensive. At 39 bucks, if you can remember not to lose it, I think this knife is going to last you quite a long time. With a thicker blade profile, high carbon steel blade, sort of a black coating, kind of a blued type coating, although it's not, doesn't look like the blue of a gun, but it's sort of a black coating to protect it from corrosion. Rubberized handle, you know, it's not gonna, this is a knife I think that will replace any other knife that you have for camping, for bushcraft. And at $39, right around that price point, you can't go wrong. Just to give you an idea of how sharp this blade is, you know, I'm not putting any pressure on this. I'm just guiding it right along the handle of this spoon that I've been working on, and you can see those shavings are coming off. Super fine shavings. Again, with very little pressure, those shavings are coming right off. Very little pressure. It's razor sharp. I love that the Mora knives come razor sharp. Well, most of them at least come razor sharp right out of the box. I'm putting very little pressure on this. You can see this knife would do an awesome job at feather sticking. In fact, let's try to do one now. Very little work. I'm not doing any work to get the bark off. Of course, who does work to get bark off anyways? Do a little feather sticking here. See, it does very fine shavings for feather sticking. Now for a little batoning. That knife is taking a beating, that's for sure. There's a little batoning, chopping action here. That thing is taking a beating. This is still wet pine. I picked up from some friends at church. They gave me a load of wood. they gave me some wood for backyard campfires, and it was still wet, and so I thought I'd take it and let it dry out. But with this resinous wood, man, this thing is it's tearing it up. Now, it's a real gummy type of wood, but I'm not doing a review on the wood. And here comes the real test. After all that abuse, you can see knife's got quite a bit of pine resin on that. I have to clean that up. My hands are all pine resiny. After all of that abuse, it is still razor sharp. Look at those fine pieces come right off there. Love it. Still minimal effort. Minimal amount of effort with that knife. Minimal effort. After beating that thing up, it is still razor sharp. Love it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this review of the Mora Bushcraft black carbon steel knife. Again, this is my knife. This is going to be my baby in the woods. Great knife. Highly suggest it for anybody camping, bushcraft, hiking, backpacking. It is still really lightweight like all the other Mora knives. It is a little bit heavier than the Triflex or some of the standard Mora knives just because it is a thicker blade at 3.2 mils. But with that 90-degree edge for striking a fire steel with, the fact that I can rip through that wood, that piney resinous wood, and still have a razor sharp feather stickable blade to work with is just phenomenal. So thanks again for watching this review. If you'd like more information on this knife, or if you'd like to purchase the knife, you can follow the link below in the description. And again, thank you for your subscriptions and support, and just appreciate connecting with you. If you use Facebook, if you go to facebook.com/DavidsPassage, or if you're Twitter, twitter.com/DavidsPassage. I'd love to connect with you and just kind of keep up to speed on that. If you have another Mora knife, one of the other knives I kind of looked at was a survival knife. If you have those knives or some of the other Mora series knives, I'd love hearing from you, hear how you like them, what you like about them, what you hate about them. But so far, this one is definitely a winner. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.